Hey, it's MK, and welcome back to a messy Monday for us, you guys. Today we are still working with inks. It is our last day, and I will be using our Kit Conspiracy kit that I am still using for week 4, I believe. Nope, week 3. I'm sorry. I'm in week 3 still. All right, so I've got these 2 photos of a flower arrangement that I got for Mom's Day. And then I have a little bit of wood grain left, as well as some of this peachy color from a layout, a couple layouts ago. I have this one too, but I'm not sure if I'm going to bring that in or not. I also pulled these out thinking maybe I will mat my photos with these, but again, I am not so sure what is going on. I pulled out a few pink things because I do have pink in my floral arrangement. But I also pulled out a bunch of orangey, peachy things as well, trying to bring in some of the peach that is in, that it will be in my paper that I bring out for the background. All right, so I'm just going to go through. This little tab was accidentally created when I was making my waterfalls for Sunday's layout. And then I've got a couple tabs. Now I won't be using everything. I just wanted to pull all the things so that way I could have choices depending on the spaces I needed to fill up, because I have an idea in my head. I just wasn't sure what was going to go on. And then I almost forgot completely about this Plum Grove laser cut wildflowers. And so I thought, oh, this is perfect because I'm basically using peaches and pinks. And so this is more of peaches and purplies. So I think I can make that work. I also brought in my ground espresso oxide ink. I will also be bringing in 2 other colors that I completely forgot about that match the orange and pinky purple. I think it's picked raspberry is what I end up using. And then I have this wood grain, this solid wood grain that I was going to use. Now, I'm not sure with that scrap of wood grain if I'm going to map my photos in that or map my photos in the scrap of peach, because of the fact that my idea requires, I'm not really sure yet. So at first, I had one idea in mind, and then it quickly morphed into another. All right, you guys, so here's where I remembered that I need to bring in my my peach and my pink color. And so I'm going through my swatch book, and I go through my swatch book, and I'm sharing this with you guys because it's all about inks, right? I swatch my inks because when they're applied wet, they actually dry slightly different color. So if you swatch all of your inks, then you have the absolute true to form color that what they are going to be when you use them for sure. And then that way you're not a little bit disappointed if they dry too dark or they dry too light, right? So always swatch your inks at least, because they are very, just like paint, it dries slightly different instead of it being, what you see when it's wet. All right, so this is a brand new stencil to me. I just barely opened it. It is from All in Create. And I just pulled it out of my stash thinking, oh, it's perfect. I don't know why, but it's absolutely perfect. Plus, I wanted to use it. Also, too, in the beginning, you guys saw me sit there and scrub my brush on my messy rag. And what I do is I just have this random, it started out white, but I have this random wash rag that I actually took from my mother-in-law's. And she gave it to me to use. And then I knew I was going to get it messy. And what I did was I scrubbed my brush on it to get rid of whatever other orange might be on that brush, because I don't have all the colors. I don't have a blending brush for all the colors. It's just not feasible. And then last but not least, I actually took my ink pads and smushed them on top of my glass mat. This is one of the other reasons why I love my glass mat, you guys, is because on a whim, I don't have to pull out a mixed media mat or anything. On a whim, I can go through and smush things, get it wet, put my media on my mat without even skipping a heartbeat, because it's something that, I didn't have to pre-plan. I don't have to move my whole desk around to put down a messy mat and be able to do any of that stuff. That was one of the things I struggled with when I first started mixed media, is that I did not have the proper mat to be able to do anything. And for me, it was like such a pill to have to turn around and clear my desk just to lay out this silicone mat, and then be able to do mixed media. And I don't know, you guys, I just always felt like it never got clean. I mean, just awful. And it deterred me from doing mixed media. Then I got my glass mat and bam, I'm loving it. And then, so what I did was I smushed my ink pads, and I know I'm way off voiceovering, but I don't care. I smushed my ink pads down, sprayed them with water, and then did a little bit of splattering. Now what I'm doing is taking my wood grain, and instead of peeling off that extra layer that I always do right before I distress it, I curled it back. I took that extra white layer and I curled it back, and then I took my distress ink in ground espresso and inked it up just a little bit so you didn't see the backside, because the backside is that that image, that what is that called? It's like a picture scene, right? And so I really didn't think that it was pretty. And so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just taking my fingers and my thumbnails and just curling it back, getting that big curl on that paper to add a lot of dimension to my layout as well. It's definitely not going to be a lot of dimension, but it is some dimension, which I really like because it gives me room to grow actually and make my elements kind of pop off the page naturally rather than me just using it foam dots. Another way to quickly add ink to something like this, if you don't want to sit there and smush up and get all that messiness off of your sponge, is I went ahead and just rubbed the ink on, and because it's an oxide ink, the sponge is, so the ink, I rubbed the ink on and now I've got it inky, and I go back with my sponge, and then the sponge will actually allow me to move that ink around with little effort. All right, you guys, so that is what my layout looks like. At first, the background of this layout was going to be the wood grain, and then I was going to take that that swirl of pattern, the orange and pink, and actually rip it in half and then have it coming out like my embellishments are bursting it out, and then the outsides were going to be white. So that's what it was going to be at first, and then I have that big giant dark spot in the center, and then quickly it just morphed into, this is what it is, ta-da. I don't know why. I didn't even give the other design a chance to even live, because I only had one of these sheets of pink and orange paper. So yeah, it definitely was not going to, I didn't have any way to test it to see if I was going to like either way. So I had to make a decision, and this was my ultimate decision. I love how it looks. I love the splattery inky bits in the background that I added to. I mean, it would have looked great without that, but I do like having that. And then of course the curled back border, now you're not distracted by all those colors that were on the other side from that picturesque design on the backside. All right, so I went with just the plain peach. I decided that it was too much wood grain to add to the layout if I was to have matted my pictures in wood grain. So I just did peach, and then of course I distressed it because that's the kind of layout that it is. And then I quickly went through and picked out a whole bunch of embellishments that I was going to use, not just from what I already picked out for the pink and the peach, but I also went through all of the peachy flowers from the wildflowers from Plum Grove. So I'm just going to put those away really quickly. And yeah, I definitely, because of that bulk that the curl of the paper added, I'm going to go ahead and put my pictures down using a foam strip just right on top. And then I'm not worried about the edges, because now I can tuck and weave everything underneath. And like I said, that curled edge, anything that's on top of it automatically is already popped up off the page. I will add foam behind them, but it's a natural pop-up. It's not something that I had to force. It's not something that, like my photos are totally flat and now everything's popped up around it. This is like everything is floating up off of the wood grain, but then I have some elements in the back of the wood grain as well, like up in the upper right hand corner, those two flowers are on top of the fold, but that ticket is behind it. And so now I've got, layers and layers being able to add up to this. I'm going to go ahead and distress this doily going on. I struggle so much with doilies, you guys. I don't know why. It's just one of my things. I think it's the fact that I want to see more of it than I should. I want, a lot of people use it, and all they're using is, like an eighth of it. And they're not using the whole thing. And it's like, to me, I don't know. I don't know if I can use that. Plus, I have so many doilies. If I only use an eighth of a doily each, it would take my grandchildren years to use all the doilies I own. So, yeah, I don't know, you guys. I'm just, I struggle with doilies. I thought it was another product like washi tape. It was another product that I thought I was going to enjoy to use because it was the in thing. And somehow I ended up with a ton of doilies. I don't know how. Because honestly, I think it's kit clubs, if I'm being honest. When they send the doilies in the kit clubs, you get 5 or 6. And then I used to be a part of a lot of kit clubs. And so that's one of the reasons. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and start gluing things down. I did want to put something in between my two photos because these pictures were taken on a whim. We just got done with dinner. So one of the pictures, that's why one is overlapping the other a little bit more than I would like, is because it's either my dirty dish or my son's dirty dish that sits right next to me. But yes, I definitely have that, those dirty dishes. And then, of course, I have salad dressing still because we had a salad that night. And then mail. My husband just walked in with flowers and mail, and I was so excited. They were so gorgeous that I just started taking pictures because especially roses, it seems like the very next day they start to droop. They start to do this. They start to do that. So I like to take my pictures of my roses just as soon as he brings them home to me. I love it when he brings me flowers. It puts a huge smile on my face, and it's just fabulous. These ones happen to be for Mother's Day, but sometimes he just brings me flowers because he had to stop at the store for some reason, and that's it. And what's really cool too is he brings home our little daughter, the one that's still at the house. He brings her home a little bouquet as well, and it's just fabulous. It brightens up her day as well. So I love it. I love how thoughtful he is, and it's just great. All right, you guys. So like I said, I definitely don't end up using everything, like these big giant hearts. I don't end up using. I'm trying to tuck away all of the purpley bits because I didn't want to add another color to this layout, and so I'm just trying to tuck those under as much as possible. I didn't want to use all of my orangey flowers that were in the collection of the wildflower collection from the Plum Grove Lasers. I did not want to do that, and so I picked and chose, and I like it because then it limited me to being very florally. It just left it to where I could use all the other elements as well. So I really like that. I really like all the different elements coming together. The grunge of these Plum Grove flowers with all the crispness of the Spectrum Gardenia elements. It's just, I don't know. It's like two worlds colliding, really, from the collections. But I really do like how it ends up turning out. I really do. All right, you guys. So I have a little bit more. Here's where I decide that I think this is about it. Almost forgot to put this little tag that I had. I'm going to go ahead and add one more little ticket because why not? When else will I be using some pink? Add my little labels going on. I'm just going to date it down there, and then the fact that they were, just random Mom's Day. And then I have to put my flare on really quickly. I also have some rub-ons. Did I mention that earlier, that I was going to do some rub-ons here and just add them here and there throughout to expand the fact that everything is right here. So I'm going to put some right on this label because it's just a supporting label for my date. And then I really want them on, I want to see what they look like a little bit of mixed media splattered on, even though it's faux mixed media. That's what it is. All right, you guys, so that is all for my layouts. I am done. I am happy. Maybe I add enamel dots. I don't remember. I do. I add enamel dots to this layout just because I can. So I am going to try to use up all of these orange enamel dots. Now, if you guys know me or have watched a couple of my videos, when I do use enamel dots, I like to use the whole row because I don't want to just use 2 or 3. It'll take me forever to use 2 or 3. Enamel dots are not something that is a staple in my scrapbook. I don't know why. It was just something that I did not latch onto like a couple people did. And so I feel like my enamel dots are ignored a lot. I have to have them right front and center or part of a kit in order for me to be adding enamel dots. I love them. I love how they look, but it's not something that I reach for as a habit. So I definitely need to do that. All right, you guys, so that is my layout for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really, truly appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the Messy Monday. So that is Janet Fritz. Her and I like to come up with a lot of series together, what we feel like we want to share with you guys. And so she is my partner in Messy Monday. She is also my partner in Kit Conspiracy. So don't forget to check her out. Her channel is Galaxy Girl Creations here on YouTube. I just love all the things that she comes up with. All right, you guys, again, thank you so much, and I will check y'all later. Bye.